Well, Donald Trump is already making good on his promise to wage a legal war against his political enemies and journalists.
I want to expand on the defamation lawsuits. Could you see moving that to other people with individual platforms?
I'm going to be bringing one against the people in Iowa, their newspaper, which had a very, very good pollster who got me right all the time. And then just before the election, she said I was going to lose by 3 or 4 points.
Less than 48 hours after he received a $15 million legal settlement from ABC News, he filed another lawsuit in Iowa District Court accusing the veteran pollster Ann Selzer, her polling company, and the Des Moines Register of brazen election interference. And get this, they're citing an Iowa consumer fraud law to try to prove that Ann Selzer knowingly published a poll showing Kamala Harris up 3 points in the state of Iowa 3 days before the election. Trump ultimately won Iowa by 13 points. Iowa is one of the few states that doesn't have anti-SLAPP laws, meaning that the judge can't just swiftly toss out an attack on free speech. But still, this lawsuit is a long shot as it leans on an extremely aggressive interpretation of Iowa's consumer fraud laws. Sure, this poll was a whiff for Ann Selzer, but for the most part, she has been widely respected during the 3 decades of her long career. Because Ann Selzer is so respected in her profession, the idea that Kamala Harris could sweep Iowa created the impression that she was on to winning the race. Donald Trump sues news organizations all the time, but this case is particularly unprecedented because he's going after a polling company. He's going after a pollster. There is no example in political history of a candidate suing a pollster for setting off a negative news cycle. This lawsuit was clearly meant to send a warning to the polling industry, which would ultimately determine Donald Trump's legacy by measuring his approval ratings. Donald Trump also sued CBS News for $10 billion in another consumer fraud case, in which they argue that CBS edited the 60 Minutes interview to make Kamala Harris seem competent and coherent. CBS has challenged this lawsuit, arguing that Donald Trump won the election, and therefore any argument that their editing helped Kamala Harris win is moot. You can probably expect the Des Moines Register and Ann Selzer to make the same argument. Ann Selzer, who announced that she's retiring from the industry, said she was mystified that anyone would think that she was motivated to try to sway the election through a poll. But there's no way of denying that all of these lawsuits are having a chilling effect on the industry. And now it's extending to pollsters. If you're interested in more inside reporting on what's going on in Washington, like this video and subscribe below.